Hi, my name is Jim Fry. I'm Vice President of Research for Enterprise Management Associates. Welcome back to the third session in our Application-Driven Network Performance Management video series. We've been talking about the drivers behind ANPM and how it works in the prior sessions. And this session we're going to dive into more details on the technical side of how you get ANPM up and running around network flow analysis. So the most important thing to understand first is, what do we mean by a network flow? A network flow is essentially the activity associated with an application session. So this could be a voice phone call. All of the packets associated with that voice phone call would be a flow. It could be a web browsing session. All of the packets that happen as a part of that web browsing session constitute a flow. So essentially, it's any combination of network activity that are associated with one sort of application or service invocation. Some people will just simply refer to this as a session. You might hear of it referred to as a transaction, but that's the atomic unit of network flow. Now that we have a sense for what we mean by network flow, the next question is how and where are we going to measure this? So it's important to consider that there are many places that you could draw this data from, but you can't do that practically. You need to find locations where data and flows are aggregated so that when you measure in that one place, you see as much as possible. You also want to make sure that you make the right choices with regard to sampling versus full flow measurement. Various different techniques give you choices there. Packet analysis, for instance, is a full flow measurement technology. When you do net flow, you have choices. You can measure all flows, or you can sample those flows and look at things on an occasional basis just to get a general sense for what's going on. In some cases, that's all the detail you need. But part of what drives your choices there is the use cases and the way that you're going to consume and leverage this data. In some cases, you want real-time, up-to-the-second views. This is really important during troubleshooting, so you can see what's happening right now. In other cases, you're looking at more general measures over time. This is a more typical approach to operations monitoring in a sustained format. And still in other cases, you want to do really deep diagnostic backwards looking analysis, in which case you might have to have an extended detailed store. Finally, a long-term store of these types of measures is essential for doing trend analysis, especially around capacity planning. Now, the data collection and analysis that you're going to do is supported by a number of different tooling strategies. And when you go to purchase tools to do this, you have some choices. You can either buy independent tools that do just one piece or another, maybe just packet analysis, or just net flow analysis, or just synthetic test. Or you can buy more integrated tools that either cover multiple functions intrinsically, or use a combination of tools to cover the space more completely. That's important to understand. Besides those different types of tooling strategies, you also have to realize, are these tools being put in place for primarily reactive purposes, in which cases they may need to be more narrowly focused, or is it being put in as part of the broader strategy for more complete awareness across the infrastructure, in which case you're going to need tools that are designed to integrate more completely between each other and with other systems. So CA Technologies offers a number of products that are directly applicable to this ANPM area that we've been talking about. First of all, CA Network Flow Analysis is a product that's designed specifically to harvest and leverage the details and information that are available within flow records. And by this we mean NetFlow, JFlow, CFlow, SFlow, IPFix. All of those different versions are supported by network flow analysis. What the tool does is to harvest and bring together those flow records and present them to the operator so that you can see exactly what's going on. You can see metrics about users, about applications, about who's talking, who's driving the traffic. You can see indications of what QoS classes are there and being used. This is also complemented by trending, by anomaly detection, and by deeper troubleshooting support functions. Now, some of the more recent functional additions in January 2014, CA has added the capability to support Cisco NBAR2 and the Cisco Application Response Time functionality, also being harvested and added into the same data set. So there's even greater, more detailed application awareness, as well as response time metrics that can be harvested directly through these techniques. Another product in the CA portfolio was the Application Delivery Analysis product with ADA. Now, ADA is actually a packet monitoring-based technology built to complement network flow analysis. And it looks specifically at traces of packets to see what's happening within the stream of exchanges and packets to actually calculate, most specifically, response times. Along the way, it also can generate and accumulate all of the same types of metrics that you would get out of NetFlow with even more greater granularity. It also offers consoles and dashboards that provide deep details of by user, by application activity, and it, as well as network flow analysis, can forward the metrics and details that come out of this up into a higher level platform. In CA's case, that higher level platform is CA Performance Center. And CA Performance Center brings together data from these ANPM sources along with other sets of data that are coming from other CA tools to put them into a common set of very graphically oriented dashboards and consoles and reports. So you can line up these metrics and see how they compare with other viewpoints around the infrastructure and across the applications tier. This really helps in doing correlation to understand the cause and effect, the impacts of changes that are happening that you recognize from one viewpoint on the end goal of this all, which is high-performing applications and good response times.